Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. Today we got a 2K regular ass tournament from WCOOP 2025. We got Pads back on the final table with 101 blinds, this big ass stack. Yo, first place position. Jesper's back with a short stack, about 4 blinds for them. Star wins another shorty. Naz is here. Nice to see them on a final table. Haven't seen them play in a little while. We got Centaurus. Just made a few final tables on WCOOP so far. Pads with that East 5-0 will rip it in for about 14 blinds effective and take it down pre for the first pot. We got Djan, sorry. Not too familiar with them, so it'll be fun to see what they can do on the 22 blind stack. In the 2K here, we got Whale and Chevalik, pronouncing that wrong, that's for sure. And European, of course, on 20 blinds. We got 42K for the victory, 31K for second place. $24,000 for third. Fourth place gets about 18K. Fifth place gets 13.5 grand. 10K for sixth place. $7,500 for seventh. That's kind of cool. The seventh lineup, you know. Anyways, eighth gets 5,500. Ninth, everybody has locked up about 5K. Jesper with King Queen suited will call off the 4 blind stacked. Pads with 9-9. Gonna get it in versus Star wins his kings here. Pads obviously thinks their pocket pair should be not too bad here. There's gonna be a lot of overcards, of course. Don't expect Jesper to have too many worse pocket pairs. Or sorry, Star wins. What would Jesper even have here? King Queen suited. That's what they have apparently. Pads should be opening pretty wide. You would think they end up getting it in here. We're looking for 9s. No backdoor straight draw for Jesper. Nothing for Pads. King holds up for Star wins. They take down a 30 blind pot. A little bit more than that. We lose a body. Down to 8 players. $5,600 locked up. Well, with Jack 10 suited and about 9 blinds. Got a ladder there. Says, I'll take a spot here. Star wins with Ace 10 suited. 31 blinds. It's not super appealing, but if they find a way to stick in some chips here, they are dominating Whale. Oh, and thanks to KalipokerTV Poker Replays for the replay. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and Kalipoker, so you can go check out some action and some silence. Star wins does stick in a 3-bet with the East 10 suited. Nice play. We're looking for a club or a jack. Club on the turn. Bingo. Well, makes the flush. Takes down a 20 blind pot. Bad news for Star wins after the nice find with the Ace 10 suited. Some players will certainly just let that go pre, facing an effective rip there from about a 9 blind stack. Anyways, Whale did make the flush. They're right back in there off 20 blinds with King Queen under the gun. Ace Jack for Star wins. We'll see if they find another 3-bet here. It's not as easy, but they kind of want their chips back now, don't they? It is very tough for Ace Jack to proceed in this hand. We see a small 3-bet. I love it. 4.5 blinds. Off about 23. A little bit less than that. If Whale finds a 4-bet, that'd be kind of cool too. Ace Jack just might hit the mark. Whale says, fuck it, dude. I'll just find a better spot. We just got there with Jack 10 suited. No need to get too crazy with King Queen. Oh, Pads with 10-10. Don't see too much behind. Djan with Queen 10 in the small. Probably not going to play that here. Pads should be opening quite wide, but Queen 10-0 is no 3-bet and not a call off the short stack, that's for sure. 8-3-0 in the big. Also going to hit the muck. Aces in the big. Chevlak. Jack 10 suited for Naza will come in for the open here. We'll get to hear from them. Just under 2.2 blinds. Jack 10 suited is going to be in a pickle. We'll see what size the 3-bet is here. I don't think there's any world where Chevlak just calls. Oh, we get a 3-bet from the small King 9. Oh, Whale getting after it here. 5.5 blinds. Big stack in the big blind, wakes up with a big hand, comes in for a small 4-bet. Wasn't the word I was expecting to use. No, of course. Aces come in for a pretty well min click, right? Just take it down there as King 9 was just getting out of line. Although it was a nice play by Whale as they pick up a couple of the 9s the next hand. Ace 10 for D-Jan. We'll see if Centaurus opens up Ace 4-0. Nah, Ace 4 hits the muck. Ace 10 gets the chance to open, and Whale will surely rip in 9-9 for 11 blinds. Although some players go non all in, you might make it like 7 just in case there's a 4 and 5 bet all in. Yeah, 7 is the size. Leaving just about 4 behind. D-Jan in a tough spot with Ace 10. It's 5 to call, but it's pretty well a 9 blind investment. So about half their stack, it's Ace 10 offsuit. Versus the pocket pairs we're flipping, we just saw Whale come in for a 3-bet bluff. The previous hand, back-to-back 3 bets, that's probably not too weak of a play. Unless Whale's just really looking to punt it off. It is just a flip if we do get a call here by D-Jan. I kind of want to see them win a flip, pick up some chips. D-Jan in the end avoids the flip. Truly a pretty bad situation from there. Whale with an ace and a king gets a few nice hands. 15 blinds, don't open rip. Nice, we get a min raise Chevlac. 71 blinds, probably not going to 3-bet King 10. We still got pads in the hand in the big blind. So Chevlac says, I got to move along, dude. Look for a better spot. 5-4, though, for pads in the big blind could come along to the flop. Certainly not going to 3-bet all in. We get a call, though. Jack 9. Ace King could be in a pickle. Personally, I've become more comfortable just making hero calls with the Ace King. When you know your opponent's just fucking weak, dude. Just click the hero call button. So pads with the 5 high gets a 10 on the turn for free. Not too interesting. Whale goes for just under a half pot size bet. Does size up a river jam if they want to take it. They make that queen on the river. Ace or king would be a weird spot, but of course, facing pads 5 high, we got nothing going on. Blinds go up. 7-4 European doesn't get the chance to play the button here. King 5 for pads in the small, playing about 22 blinds effective with star wins. If we rip, we put a fucking lot of pressure on him here, dude. It's 3 players under star win stack. Pads does just find the jam. King 5. Oh, we'll take it down pretty almost always. Ace Jack for Whale. We'll see what they elect to do off 15. 7-7 for Chevlac. Ace Jack comes in for the min raise. I don't know if 7's 3-bet. Yeah, they just find the call here. No surprises there. 8-5-0 in the big. NASA gets a great price. Likes to see flops, but probably not, right? Probably just going to let go of 8-5 facing this 15 blind stack open. Chevlac the big stack calls. Yeah, we let go of 8-5. King 8-6 flop. Bad news for NASA, who would have made middle pair in the best hand. No, I'm joking. Whale will see bet the ace jack. Out of position, going to be difficult to play here. Chevlac with 3 in a row. Backdoor straight flush draw. Puts in a raise even on the king 8-6 flop. 2 hearts. 7-7 with a heart finds a raise. The 4 blinds. Tough spot for ace jack, dude. We got the backdoor nut flush draw. Ace jack just has to hit the muck on the king 8-6 flop, of course. 12 blinds behind. Whale will preserve them all after the small c-bet. Did not work out from there. What an interesting little play there by Chevlac. Probably just looking to raise to take the pot down there. Path with king 2, big stack. Opens it up 2.2. Nice to see pads getting after it. Back on the final table with a big ass stack. 7-7 for NASA. King Jack for Chevlac. King Jack will come in for the open under the gun +1. You're 8-handed. 7-7 for NASA on the button. 24 blinds deep. It could almost be a rip, right? Do we just jam? Take it down, pre. Call from the button is interesting too. I like to play post flop. 7-7 just hits the muck. I should have even thunk of that. Some players do just let go of those 7s pre-flop. No need to 3-bet them in this situation. Again, NASA covers 4 players. One more than Star wins, of course. So yeah, NASA with that whole ICM pressure on them. Like, if they find a way to scoot into 4th place, that would be $18,000 instead of the $5,600 that they have locked up right now. But then we got ace 2 suited. Well, coming for an open, that's for sure. Centaurus wakes up with queen, queen. Jack 9 suited for D-Jan. Unfortunately, has to fold the small, and same for Whale. Centaurus will 3-bet here to 6 blinds, giving NASA not the best price in the world. In this situation, there's a lot better prices. There's a lot of like 4.5 blind 3-bets on final tables here. Maybe even a little bit more, facing more than a min raise. It's like when NASA goes 2.7, maybe we make our 3-bet 4.8 or something done. I don't know, man. Ace 4 suited for pads. They open under the gun +1 and take it down pre. Ace Jack for D-Gen. 13 blinds. Almost a rip here. We do got 2 shorties we cover. That's still in the hand. And then Chevlac, of course, who can put a lot of pressure on us. Ace Jack is a strong hand. We could come for a min raise and deuce, trying to get Chevlac to 3-bet us. D-Jan will just rip it in and take it down pre with the ace and the jack. Got a few players with some playability here. A couple Jack 10 suiteds. Centaurus lets go of theirs. Whale off 10 might fold theirs too. King 10 for Chevlac. No, we do get a jam by Whale with King 10 suited. Queen Jack for European folds. King Queen suited in the big blind for pads. Does find the right call with about 60-some%. Finds a flush draw of sweating jacks and 10s. Got a 9 of diamonds on the river, so the flush draw does get there for pads. Good shit for him. Scoops the pot. 92 blinds in total. NASA with 8-8 under the gun will min raise. 7 players left. $7,500 locked up. Jack 8 suited in the big. King 5 suited. Do we ever 3-bet from the small here, dude? Stupid spot though. It's only like 20 blinds deep. Guess make it like 5.5. Fold to the 4-bet jam. Patch just rips. It's about 22.5, 21.5, sorry. Bad at math here. 8-8. She's an all in from the small. Under the gun, open. NASA, let's go. 8s. Oh, Pads gets away with one there. You gotta imagine Pads' image is being a bit more of a snugger player. Plays right into that. NASA hasn't even been too active. Wakes up with a fair pocket pair under the gun. Comes in for the min raise, looking to get some action. Faces the jam from big stack Pads. Finds the fold. Ace 8 suited for NASA. For about 18 blinds, will 3-bet jam. Take it down pre. Finds themselves pretty well in the same situation they were once in. Jack 9. Pads will get right back in there for an open. 8-8 for Centaurus in the big blind. Oof. 10-8 6 flop. Open ender for Pads, looking for a 7 or queen. The 7 would put a 1-liner to a 9 out there. Middle set for Centaurus. There's a flush draw out there. Interesting spot here. Centaurus just calls 7 on the turn. Pads makes the nut straight here. 6 card straight. Has the top end of it. It is kind of silly here. Like, pads might want to bet big. They go full pot. Centaurus again with a set. There's a 1-liner to a 9, dude. There is some like queen jack and then clubs, of course. You'd expect some random ass king queen just to slow right the fuck down. Would there ever be a random ass ace high, some sort of 5x? King something of king 5 of clubs or something like this. Yeah, there's a lot of that, I would imagine. We do see a king on the river. King of hearts. Stupid spot for Centaurus. Would 10-10 rip the river for value for pads? Would king somehow show up with a bet on the turn for 10 blinds when there's a 1-liner to a 9 and make top set? No, it's kind of like you're thinking this is a straight or nothing, dude. This isn't set over set. I don't know if 10s rip on the river here. It's kind of thin to check it back, but... So a 1-liner to a 9, dude. Anyway, Centaurus does get put in the spot here. Pats does have the nut straight. Tough life here with the set. But again, there's probably a fuck ton of bluffs. Like, I'm thinking some sort of 5x. What did Jack X do it? Some sort of like Jack 7. Would Jack 10 ever turn itself into a big bluff? Maybe not. Some sort of like Jack 7. In the end, Centaurus finds the call with the set, sees the bad news, pads, runs good, plays great, picks up pocket aces, Chevlac. Second place position with ace jack in the big. Suited and booted, ready to see a flop, probably just plays call. 3-bet seems pretty, what's the word? Suicidal? There we go. King jack 3 flop. Aces go for a c-bet. Ace jack, middle pair, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Finds a call, 5 of diamonds on the turn. Bad news for Chevlac. The board is, oh no, we still got 2 jacks. 3 of a kind for Chevlac. That'd be bad news for pads. Pads goes for a small bet, blocking the nuts. And ace jack just hits the muck. Ace 6 pads is right back in there. Ace king suited. Star wins will 3-bet jam, I do imagine. 17.5 blinds. It's spicy. I suppose we can go for a smaller 3-bet. They make it 8.5. Huh. I don't get it. Maybe pad somehow thinks they're priced in. No way though. Ace 6 pretty bad. Holding. Let's be honest here. 10-7 suited. D-Jan can't play that off 14. European, very quiet here. Finds himself. What have we got? 6 players remaining. They got 10 blinds. King 2-0 could rip it in from the small, and that they do. Not surprised to see European take a spot. Slight equity favorite here against Queen 5-0. And European takes it down pre. Blinds do go up again, so European right back at 10 blinds after winning a pot. D-Jan with ace 6 and 12 blinds, second last place. Probably just a fold. 12 blinds seems like a little too much just to rip it in here. We probably would get it through though if we do elect to take that action. But D-Jan wisely moves along, looks for a better spot. Especially when we got European on 10 blinds. Naz is aggressive, could always throw it around with 18.5 blinds a short stack. Although we did see them folding 8-8. Facing the 3-bet jam from pads. European off at 10 comes in for a min raise from the button with King 8-0. Pads somehow deepen the tank with 10-6 off. Finds the call? Riddle me that one. I wasn't expecting a call, but Pads was expecting a 10-6-5 flop. All clubs, backdoor straight draw, and a second nut flush draw. for European. With a few potentials for straight flush draws, I suppose. Pads will lead out 1 blind, playing 8.2 behind. It's like 10 in total. European just rips it in here, says, let's get this in, 37%. What are they looking for? 7er club. King on the river is no good. European picks up the straight draw with the 9 of diamonds on the turn. Makes top pair on the river. That don't matter. Pads somehow found the call pre-flop with 10-6. Spicy play there. I don't have much to say about that one. Queen 5 suited finds a call for pads on the button. You don't see a lot of this. Yeah, I typically see a lot of 3-bets from the big stack. Anyways, King Queen for Shevlak opens it up. Pads calls the button. Queen 5 suited. King 7-5 flop. Pads bets small in position. Wants check to. Shevlak with the top as the pairs. Just plays call and a jack on the turn. Oh, how spicy a queen would have been. 13.5 blinds by pads. He's being a maximum bully here, dude. I don't know if King Queen calls. Do you? Oh, you just hit the muck. Oof! What a play by pads. Drawn to 2 outs. Pads is next level. You love to see it, dude. Oh, masterful play by pads. Whoa. One of my favorite players to watch, that's for sure. Queen 4. Naza will just let that one go. I think the most magical thing about pads is they don't typically have their foot on the gas, but when it's their turn to do it, they fucking know what they're doing. 8-7 suited will rip it in for 48 blinds effective. With Shevlak. Eat high, dude. We'll just take that one down. Shevlak didn't have anything, of course, in the big blind. He's 2 suited. What do we even do here? I'm terrified. If we limp, do we face a jam somehow by 8-3-0? No. We just see a limp check. King is 6-4 flop. I think it was 8-7 suited, a high equity hand against most holdings. Excuse me, Ace 2 will bet on the King 6-4 flop and take the pot down. Bad news here for D-Jan. Might just rip in Ace 10 for 12 blinds. 5-handed, this is certainly good enough. Ace Queen for Shevlak. They're in a tough spot here. They play call. It's like 12 blinds, about a fourth of their stack. Pads with what I think was 9-10 suited just folds the small. Good news for Shevlak. They make top pair. Pads would have made a straight. Of course, we're just folding 9-10 there, though. 6-5 on the button here. 4-handed for pads. Ace King, more reasonable for Naza. 8s for Starwinds. Sees the rip from the button. Quickly calls. Ace King's gonna get this in here, dude. We're all in 3 ways. 6s and 5s would be pretty fucking funny. No outs for pads. Ace King makes top pair and will hold on up. Starwinds, are you out of here? Yeah, it looks like Naza did cover him. Starwinds exits in 4th place for 18k. And look at that, Naza folding those 8s facing the King 5 suited jam earlier. Sees himself in 3rd place position, but with a big stack, 48 blinds, $24,000 locked up. So whatever you want to say about that fold with 8s earlier, sure seemed to work out just fine for Naza, as we got 6-6 versus 8-5. Shevlak. Oh, did we get a raise and a call pre? Limp, raise, call probably. 7-5-2 flop, middle pair. Shevlak check calls. Pocket pair 6s, pick up a straight draw on the 3 turn. Pads, it's a full pot, 11.5 blinds. Tough spot for Shevlak. That 8 kinda sucks. It's a heart, but Shevlak does reasonably just get the hell out of there. No value for 6s from a 5. Very interesting. Maybe 5 with a straight draw rather than just 5 blocking straight draws. Nice play by Shevlak to get out of there. Queen Jack for pads will open the button 2.5 blinds. King 7 in the small blind, not likely to be a 3-bet, unless Naza really wants to get after it. Queen 6 in the big for Shevlak. Not suited. Still finds the 3-bet though, says I don't give a shit if it's suited, dude. Queen 6 is the new King 6, which is the new Ace King. Shevlak reads into that idea and takes it down pre. 9-9 for Naza will open it on up from the button. Shevlak with King 7 suited in the small. We'll see if they take another aggressive action. They say no suited. King hits the muck. Pads with 9-10. Oh, in the big blind. And a call by 10-9. King 8-4 flop. Flop goes check bet fold, and we're moving along. Very small bet here, 1.3 blinds. Pads has shown the willingness to get after it here today. Put some pressure on his opponents. I don't know why. Every time I see Pads tink, I think they're going to raise now. They fold 10 high, of course. No real draw. They had 3 in a row. A few backdoor straight draws in there. 3 and a 5. Pad limps it on in. Naza with the 9 and a 6. So we'll check it on back. We got a Queen Jack 6 flop. Pads leads out 1.5 with no real hand here. We got a backdoor straight draw in there. 1.5 and a 2.4. Pair 6s find the call. Jack on the turn pairs the board. Pads wisely slows down. I'll see if Naza puts in a little protection bet or not. Verse 5 high. What does it matter? I guess we didn't really want to face a pot-sized bet on the river, but, you know, flush draws brick, straight draws brick. We get a 7 of hearts. Let's call with the 6. I think Naza's going to read into that. No, we're getting bullied today by Pads. Nice play by Pads with the old 5 high. Little bet check, bet line. Got respect and took it down. E7 will raise and take it down pre. 8-7-0 for Shevlak, and they're gonna limp it on in. Pads with the queen and an 8 in the big blind. Pads checks it back, facing the limp. King 7-4 flop. 2 hearts for both players. That 7 on the turn looks pretty good now. 10 of spades on the turn. No real draw here for Pads. Queen high, probably not good after a couple checks. Feels like there's a little bit too much showdown value over there for Shevlak. Pads will probably think I got a bluff here. Wait to the 9 on the river. Blocking Queen Jack. Face a lead for 1 blind. I don't know if it's more appealing to bluff now or less appealing to bluff in Pad shoes. A little pair of 7s for Shevlak. Pad says it's certainly more appealing now. 16.5 blinds for 3.4. Shevlak says there's no way this is a bluff, right? Folds. Once they see this one back, dude, everybody's going to say, well, what's Pad's getting up to? Maybe Pads just understands what's going on. They're playing next level poker here. Everybody says Pads too tight. This and that. Pads knows what's best. It was like a big bluff after big bluff. One was 5 high. Next one, Queen high. No showdown value. Blocking straights and shit. Anyways, we got a King 4 open. King 9 defends the big blind. Jack 8-2 flop. Shevlak bets 2 blinds with the backdoor flush draw. We'll take it down. Get the better King high off the pot. Ace 2 for Pads. Opening it up. Ace 2 calls the big. King 10-4 flop. Middle pair for Pads. Does have some reasons to check it back here. Pads says, well, the situation says I should probably just bet. Pads C bets small and takes it down. Ace 10 just hates check raises on the flop there, you know? 5-4 suited. Naza opens the button. Ace 7 suited for Shevlak in the small. Tough spot from here. Pads is in the big, playing aggressive as fuck. Dude, do we ever want to call? Not really. 3-bet seems much better. Shevlak does come in for a smaller 3-bet, so he could get himself in a pickle here if Naza finds the call with the suited connected 5-4 of clubs. So thinking about it here, 4-bet won't come in. Naza goes in the tank, doing some math here. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. I think I call. There we go, Naza hits the call button. King 8-4 flop. Bottom pair for Naza. We do got the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, 2 overs for Shevlak. Plenty of equity. They go for a C-bet. 3.7 blinds into 15.5. Naza probably calls 1. Let's give us something spicy like a 6 of diamonds on the turn. 9 of hearts. That's really not that spicy. Like, I think if Shevlak bets, don't they just take the pot down? But Shevlak's much less likely to bet now with no equity picked up. Yeah, it's just stupid. Might just go check, check. Naza could always go for some sort of little bet here. Doesn't make much sense to me to just go for a big bet. We only have 32 blinds. There's 23 in the middle. We will go to the river for free. Front door flush gets there. Jack of spades. A few straights get there as well. Queen 10, 10-7. 10-7 not so likely. 2 blind bet on the river. Does that ever work? Does that get bottom pair off the pot? What do we do in Naza's shoes? I wouldn't expect this from A7 suited, dude. A7 of diamonds? Feels like ace jack? Feels like more like ace 10 is a bluff? No. Man, I got no idea. 5-4 does hit the muck. What a bluff on the river there. Was it even 10%? 22 in the middle and you bet 2 blinds, so less than 10% pot. Shevlak gets the job done there. Wizardry play on the river. And again, I hate the line bet, check, bet. I find it to be the weakest line. Some players just play it like magic. Shevlak, small ass bet on the river, gets the job done. Look at him now, 60 blinds. Naza in third place with 25. Pads the big stack, 107. Queen 5, I think, went for the big raise pre. Naza calls ace 4, flops top pair, ace 8, 6 flop. Goes check, check, 3 on the turn. Pads picks up a straight draw to the... No, they don't. What the fuck? No straight draw out there. That 8, 6, and 3 and a 5. Looks like a straight would be in there. But no. Need too many cards. Ace 4 bets and takes it down. Ace 5 pads will open 9-9 for Naza in the small blind. 31 blinds deep. Non all in. 3-bet comes in. Interesting to see what size they go. Maybe like 7. 7 seems pretty reasonable. 20. Oh, who was expecting that? Where's the room to 4-bet, dude? That's this 3-bet. Surely just gets through pre here, right? Yeah. Interesting size in there. Pretty well committing him to the pot. 20 blind 3-bet with about 12 behind. Interesting stuff. A little bit less than 12. Anyways, pads will raise and take it down there with some sort of bullshit holding. King Jack for Shevlak will get a walk. King Jack for pads will get a walk. I believe they were both clubs. That shit does not matter here. Ace Queen. Shevlak will open. Suited and booted. Ready to see flops. Naza in the big with a king and a 9. Plays call. Good shit. I was a little worried for a 3-bet there. 10, 9, 6 flop. That's some bad shit for ace queen of diamonds. We check it back and pick up a diamond on the turn, of course. 1-liner to an 8 out there. Naza with the 9 of diamonds. Blocks some diamonds on the river, of course. One diamond, in fact. Holy shit, these comments just get better and better. Chevlac with that nut flush draw. One liner to an 8. They elect to go check on the flop, bet on the turn. Pair of 9s just hits the muck. Interesting. We've seen some weird happenings here today, and then some wizardry as well. Chevlac bullying NASA. Pads as well, kind of bullying NASA. 5-5 opens. King 10 suited defends the big blind. Jack 9 7 flop goes check check. 6 on the turn completes the flush. 5-5 with the diamond, checks it on back with the board pretty well locked up. Sweating just a few kings and 10s. Chevlac does find one of his kings on the river, the king of clubs. Pad's blocking the flush, says, fuck it, dude, I checked this pot down, I have a pair of 5s, I'm going to fold facing your bet on the river. 9-2, Pads gets a walk. Ooh, we got kings in the big, faces a big raise from Pads. Surely we don't go so big with our 3-bet this time. A little bit smaller of a 3-bet coming in here. 8 blinds is the size. 22 behind for NASA, not 10-7, sorry. 10-7 doesn't have much playability here. It's about 5 to call. Yeah, Pads just has to let that shit go. 7-7, Pads opens the button. Queen 4 for Chevlac will fold, and we're moving on along. Queen 8 for Chevlac. Lamping it in. Pads with a 7 and a 5. We are playing about 60 blinds deep, a limp pot, ace, queen, 7 flop. Both players with a pair, a 1 blind lead by Chevlac will get a call by bottom pair and queen on the turn. 3 of a kind for Chevlac. I'll check it on over. See if Pads goes for a small bet here, 1.5. 3 of a kind. Let's see you raise it up, dude. What size do we go? Like 5. 5.5? 5. Chevlac makes it 5.5. 3.5 to call. Pads in position, says this is tough, dude. I do find the call, though. 10 of hearts on the river, so the flush draw bricks. King Jack makes a straight, or whatever that matters. Obviously, we lose to any ace, x, any queen. Now at 10. River goes check, check somehow. Chevlac shows down the queen. Pads as well. We'll just lose the pot, and then they get a couple of 9s in the small blind. Chevlac with ace king opens the button. We just get a call from the small ace queen 10 flop. No action at all. Under pair to the board. 9-9 looks like shit now. I was gonna say though, we might call a flop bet. Chevlac slow playing everything here, dude. Flops top pair, top kicker. Checks it on back. I wonder if that's fair play to do. Ace queen 10 flop. Flop goes check check. 10 on the turn. Chevlac goes for small bet. 9 on the river. Or sorry, well, that's not a 9. That's an ace. That's a fucking ace, dude. What does he say 9 for? Chevlac with the top is the boats. Pads here with the under pair to the board. We'll check it on over and likely just fold facing some action. Hard to check raise bluff, hard to just lead. 9-9 faces the overbet on the river. Playing the board itself, Pads just lets it go. Jack 3 will walk it out. Chevlac gets the walk. 7 and a 4. Walking it out. Pads gets a walk. 8-4. Pads will raise it up. Oh, we limp it in. NASA with a couple of ducks and 30 blinds. It does make some sense to me to just rip it in somehow. 30 blinds is a lot, dude. As a better player checks it back. 6-4-2 flop. 30 blinds is a lot. I don't know if we should just rip that in pretty. Yeah. Nope. NASA makes bottom set here for his pads as pair 4s. 4s call and pick up a straight draw to the 5 on the turn. 4.5 blinds in the middle. His pads make another straight versus a fucking set, dude. 5, just put a one-liner to a 3 or 8 out there. NASA bets 2.5, jack on the river. Okay, that's a clean card. Obviously 8-5 made a straight on the turn and 5-3 as well, but NASA's sitting pretty here, bottom set, gonna bet call. They get jammed on the river here. Pads goes for a big bluff. 5 blinds, just over half pot by NASA. 20 behind. I could see pads ripping it in. Nice reasonable play by Pads, who's been getting after it, like I've said earlier. Lots of bluffs going in. Anyways, a little break to skip through. 3-handed. Pads with a big stack. 89 blinds. NASA 35 blinds. King in the small. Chevlac with a 7 in the big. 73 blinds for him. Limp check and an ace-4 2 flop. Chevlac with that ace-7 makes top pairs. King. The go fuck yourself hand. As it checks it on over. They are gonna lose very few chips here, right? They will call the flop bet, of course. Probably the turn bet and maybe even a river bet. There's just not gonna be too many chips in the middle. 3 on the turn. So one-liner to a 5 and there's a flush draw. If this ever goes check and we get some sort of stupid heart on the river, NASA loses the minimum. Ace-7 does bet small once more. 1.44 into 4.4. King's call 6 on the river. Does ace-7 even go for more value? But look, we only got 7 1/4 blinds in the middle. River just goes check. In that situation, NASA loses very few, in where other players might just lose a lot, like myself. Like King might just raise like 3.5 from the small blind, get a call by ace-7 maybe. Ace-7 flops top pair, goes for a C bet. We got like what, 8 in the middle, so about just under a 3 blind bet. You could see just from a flop bet, pot bloating up over 10 blinds, where that one was only 7 1/4. Was interesting to see the limp by Kings, but worked out very well for NASA in this situation. Queen for Chevlac opens the button. Queen 8 defends the big blind flop and a straight draw to the 9. Chevlac will C bet 1.2. Queen 8 of spades is in a weird spot with no spade. Thinking check raise, but then I'm thinking, man, we probably want a spade out there. We're just gonna call and bang off a 9 on the turn. Obviously the flush got there. King Queen made the straight. 8-7 as well as the Queen 8, of course. Chevlac with queens blocks a lot of that shit. They'll bet another 5 blinds for value with the overpair. Queen with a heart probably has a little bit more willingness to see some rivers. Chevlac says this queen probably just needs to bet for value. It's in a very vulnerable situation as we see a 7 on the river, so there's a 1-liner to an 8. Not the best card for NASA, but hard to see Chevlac putting too many more pennies in the middle there after a big bet on the turn with such a nasty card. Hey, river does go check and NASA takes down a fair pot. Ace King suited. 32 blinds. NASA will raise this one 3.5. Chevlac just with Queen 3 in the big blind. Of course, Queen 3 tanks and folds. Wasting everybody's time. Ace 10 for Chevlac. Limping it in. Pads with a 6 and a 2. 69 blinds. That doesn't matter. That's not nice. It's not funny. Ace 10 will flop 3 of a kind. We do lead out 1 blind in a spot where we could check it on over, blocking all the value hands, but whatever. Ace 10 looking to build a pot there for Shevlak. 9 and a 4, not playing that one. Jack 4 for pads, also not playing that one. Queen 10 suited, Nazar just gets a walk. King 3 suited, pads will be in there from the button. Shevlak with King 10 in the big blind, not afraid of this 1 blind or 2 blind open. King 10 calls, we get a Queen 7-3 flop. It's all clubs and Shevlak has the flush draw. Flop goes check, check. Queen on the turn, pairs the board just under 5 blinds in the middle. Shevlak still with that flush draw, no straight draw. King is no good, but a 10 is fair. Shevlak turns their hand into a big old bluff with a little bit of showdown, getting the 3 off the pot. Nice shit by Shevlak. 10-6 suited, limping it in, pads with the 4 and the 5, raising it up. 3.5 blinds in position. Shevlak has some willingness to play post, but so 10-6 will look for a better spot. I wanted to see 3 cards there. 10-10 for pads. And the small blind will raise to 3. King 8 suited for Naza in the big. A 3 bet is cool, but it won't work out in this instance. We had a call pre-flop. 6-4-3. 2 diamonds out there. That doesn't matter to either of those players. 10-10, the over pair. Over bets 8 blinds. Not going to get paid off here today. 10-10 takes it down. Queen, or that's not, well, I guess King Queen in the big blind. But I was going to say pads his hand. Jack 8 suited. Opening the button. King Queen for Shevlak in the big does call. We get a King 10-9 flop. Open ender for pads. Top pair. Open ender with a fair kicker for Shevlak. But a 2 blind bet into just under 5 pads in position. Check raise is interesting here. We'll see it come into about 5. Only about 3 to call for pads. I just don't really know how to proceed here. Something in me says 3 bet. Calling is hard, dude. Pad says just call Jack on the turn. Is the board just locked up here except for a queen on the river, which would chop the pot? Shevlak makes the straight, losing to ace queen. Checks it on over. No real equity for pads. As the 9 pairs the board on the river. 15 blinds in the middle will slide over to Shevlak, who does the 2 blind bet once again, this time a little bit more than 10%. Jack. And the Jack will hit the muck. 10-7 suited. Naza will open it up, right? Let's get after it, dude. 10-7 suited on the button, 30 blinds. Naza says no. Ace 9 for Shevlak, and the small will limp it on in. Pads with the 6 and a 4. Shevlak just behind him now, 62.5 blinds versus Pad 63.5. We get a King 4-2 flop. Pads makes best of it with a pair of 4s. Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw going on for him too. Ace 9 will hang in for a bet. Shevlak says, fuck no, dude. Snap folds. Whoa. I thought Ace 9 was going to hang in there. Shevlak says, nada. Ace 6 suited. Shevlak says, hell yeah, let's open the button. 4-4 for Naza in the big. Rips it all in for about 30 blinds. So yeah, I thought the deuces would do that earlier. Naza says, just a few pips better. 4-4 rips, takes it down pre. Ace 6 for pads, opens the button. 6-6 for Shevlak will defend the big with a call. 9-9-3 flop. Pads with the backdoor nut flush draw. Ace high goes for a C bet 1.2. Shevlak will raise to 4. Goes for a little check raise on the paired boards. 6s are still best. 8 on the turn. No flush draw for pads. Just looking for an ace or an 8. Shevlak bets real small again. 3 blinds. Knows exactly where they are. We'll just see what the river brings us. We'll see how hot Pads is running. They say fuck all that, dude. Fuck the run good. Let's play better. Raise the turn. Get 6s off the pot. Whoa. I'd hate to be in Shevlak and Naz's shoes watching this replay back. Pads is put on a ficking clinic. Don't know why I didn't want to swear there. Anyway, 6-5 suited. Naza opens it up. 6-3 suited. Pads in the big blind. Playing just over 30 blinds deep. Pads finds the call. Ace King 10 flop. Truly nothing going on here. I don't even know. No draws at all. No backdoor equity. Just got 2 live cards for both players. 6 high. We'll bet 1.3 blinds in position and get 6 high off the pot. King 6 pads. Raising it up. 3 blinds is the elected size, and NASA will just get the fuck out of there. Queen and a 9. Pads will open it up. Queen 5. I don't think we defend the big blind here. Shevlak says no siree. 10-3 suited on the button. NASA not going to play that right now. King 5 suited in the small for Shevlak. We'll limp it in. 7 and a 2 for Pads in the big blind. Raises to 3.5. Pads continues to be a bully. Well, a 3 bet. Cool shit by Shevlak, and Pads is sitting here with 7-2 suited. Just has to find the fold. You like to see the play by Shevlak. Gonna get potentially something better to fold there. I'm thinking a few suited king X's. Maybe some sort of 5x. Obviously, Pads with 7-2 suited is raising a fuck ton pre there. There has been a few checkbacks as well, but surely king 5. Well, I guess not 5x. That's worse than what he's... Sorry, I said if Shevlak got 5x to fold, he's getting better to fold. But no, obviously he dominates 5x. My stupidity sometimes shines. Shines so bright. Anyways, ace-jack for Naza. Flop and top pair here and a big raise pre. I suppose so from the small. Gets a call. Jack 2 suited. Flops jack shit. Finds the fold facing the bet on the flop. And we're moving on along. Ace 5. Shevlak will limp it in for 2 over Pads. Yeah, look at this bullshit. We're going to raise it up here. 3.5 blinds. Does Shevlak come in for another 3 bet? No, we just call flop top pair. Let Pads blast off with 4 high. I don't think Pads blasts off. I think it's a C bet. 7 blinds is the C bet, dude. Uh-oh. I don't know if we're going to get top pair to fold here. At least not on the flop, that is. 3 on the turn, so Pads does pick up equity to a 5. Oh, how dangerous that would be as Shevlak would make 2 pairs, of course. Pads with that stupid straight draw to the 5 will go for another bet here, I think. It's a fair board for him. You probably want a jack or 10. Pads bets full pot, 21 blinds. Whoa, we wash. Shevlak top pair shit kicker. Ace king queen flop. Goes check pot bet call. 3 on the turn. 4-2 picks up a straight draw. 3 outs to a 5. Bets another pot. Stack the pot ratio is only 2-1. Ace high or aces, pair of aces that is. Find the fold. Holy fuck! Nice play by Pads, who's moving on along with about 82 blinds. Shevlak with ace 6 opens it up off about 40. Pads will get the hell out of there. Ace 6 suited. That's in the big. Ace 6 oh Shevlak on the button. King 5-4 flop. 3 in a row for both players. Naza does have that backdoor flush draw. Shevlak bets 2 blinds, just about half pot, a little bit less. Naza goes in the tank. finds a raise to 6 blinds. The Great War of Ace-6s, 2025. And Ace-6 hits the muck. Nice play by Ace-6. Queen-4 for pads will open the button. This is a nice wide open Queen-4. Jack-8 will call the big blind. 8-6-3 flop. Pads with another pot-sized bet. Top pair has to call the flop anyways. Not going to be easy for pads to continue to fire bluffs, I don't think. Like a king on the turn. Are we able to rep anything credibly? Like, does King X bet full pot on the turn here? I wouldn't believe it, dude. I turned myself right into a non-believer. Turn goes check, check. 8 on the river. Chevlac makes 3 of a kind with the flush blocker. Leading out about half. Little bit less. 7 into about 15. And Chevlac takes it down with 3 of a kind as blinds go up. So we got 33 blinds for NASA with another cursed pocket pair of 8s. Holy fuck, dude. 9-9 for Chevlac. We are 3-handed. Surely 9-9 3-bets here. We're playing about 37 blinds deep. 3-bet to 7 blinds comes in. NASA just 4-bet rips. That's just poker for you, dude. 33 blinds. 8s rip here. Would be nice to play some post-flop, though. Nope. All in by Naz, of course. 9 snap call. Flop is set. Naz is oh, straight draw. Does not get there. So just about to say Naz is fucked. in before returns. Open-ended. Just like that, we lose a very strong player. NASA is out of here in third. Gets $24,000 for their efforts. Both players throw out the GGs and GLs. So 32 grand locked up. About a 10k heads up battle. Chevlac with Queen-4 suited. We'll see a little 9-8-6 flop. 2 hearts for him. Pads with a straight draw to the 7. Queen high obviously beats Jack high. Flop goes check, check, king on the turn. Flush draw for Chevlac will lead out 1 blind and get this stupid little straight draw to fold. Ace queen versus king queen. This is interesting. Pads could always 3-bet here. Hopefully we just call and see a flop. Nope. Can't even get the words out of my mouth. 8 blinds to go. Chevlac's probably thinking 4-bet here and we don't have to go too big. 51.5 behind. 15 is the size. Nice sizing by Chevlac here. 15 blinds, 7 to call. There's already 23 blinds in the middle. It would be a 30 blind pot. Probably calling at least. Jack 9, 3 flop. Kings and 10s for pads fans. If you're a Chevlac fan, I don't know how you gotta bet, right? I don't know how we win this hand if we check. We check 7 on the turn. Okay, we pick up a heart draw. I'm just thinking pads is going to take over the betting lead. We got to find a way to pick up some sort of equity so we continue to the river. This could be in the show. Pads bets 19 blinds. Chevlac's going to call the turn, I think, here with heads up poker. 2 overcards. Ace high is best. Pads is drawing to 3 10s and 2 kings. That's 5 outs to the river. Ace queen is looking great. We get the 10 of hearts. Nasty card as pads makes a straight. Chevlac with the nut flush. Pads just rips this in. This is heads up poker for you dudes. Unfortunate happening there for pads. Bluffing with the king queen, making this straight on the river. Ooh, and then we're just all in. Because of course, well, there's even 8x that can call. 2 pairs sets, you know the whole shebang. But that's gonna be in the show. GG to Chevlac, getting the job done here in the 2K WCOOP. Holy fuck, this is taking forever, dude. $43,000? There we finally go. Of course, Pads, it's just a cooler, you know that. That's just a good game. Pads played so good there. There's so many bluffs throughout the whole final table. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to click back and find some. I don't want to. And there was a few interesting plays, like I just clicked on a king 3 folding, facing a flush draw with king 10. Anyways, though, Pads played fucking fantastic. There's that 4 high bluff versus top pair of aces. Man, it was wonderful to see. But if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another video. And until then, adios amigos.